Today we're reviewing Legion's creatine supplements and why I choose it above all other brands and why you should be taking creatine. Hello there, my friends. If you're new here, I am Dr. Alyssa Olenek. I have a PhD in exercise physiology and I'm a certified sports nutritionist. Now, it's no secret to anyone who's been around here for a while that creatine is one of my favorite supplements of all time. And today we're going to be diving into the science behind how one of the most popular sports and fitness nutrition supplements works and why I recommend you should be taking it and why I personally choose Legion for all my supplementing needs. Now, if you've been around the fitness industry for any time at all, you've definitely heard of creatine, but let's start with how it actually works in the body. Creatine is found naturally in foods like fish and meat products, and we get it naturally within our diet, specifically those of us who do eat a little bit more animal-based, but we do get a little bit, but not quite as much if you are plant-based in our diet. But it's important to note that it is found in small amounts. So this, mostly coming from meat and fish-based products, will fill our creatine stores in our bodies a little bit, but it does not maximize them. And that's where supplementation comes in. So supplementing with a creatine supplement like Legion's Recharge or Creatine here allows us to maximize the storage of our creatine in our bodies that we can then use for energy production, specifically in our fitness and training. Creatine's main job and role in our bodies, at least in regards to our physical fitness, is to supply ourselves the energy it needs to produce force or complete work, which is basically a fancy way of saying creatine from our diet and or supplementation allows us to do more force, more work, which translates to reps, sets, or weight in the gym. So when you take a creatine supplement, it is absorbed into your bloodstream and it travels to your body into your creatine stores located within your muscles. Now, once inside your muscles, creatine is used as part of something known as the phosphocreatine pathway in energy production and metabolism. This is the first step in energy metabolism or energy production that we use for giving our bodies that energy that we need to produce force or do work in the gym. Now, it is our first step in our energy systems. However, it is the shortest lasting, but produces the most force. So it's a lot of quick, rapid energy, but it depletes very rapidly. When we don't take creatine, this will burn out or will use through the storage of energy rather quickly or more rapidly than when we have a maximized creatine storage in our muscle cells. This will allow us to go for a few more seconds, do another rep or two, or do more weight than we previously would have been able to do in the gym. So essentially gives us a small boost in how much work we can do, how much force we can produce, weight or reps or sets, which gives us a boost in our training performance within the gym. Now it does this by working on this energy production pathway. Essentially, when your body is producing energy to make force and move your weights in the gym, you have this molecule known as adenosine triphosphate, which you can think of it as an adenosine or an A with 3 little P's attached to it. And in order to release or make or break energy for our body to use for energy production, one of those little P's, those little phosphates, gets cut off to release energy. Now, the process that helps regenerate this back from adenosine diphosphate with 2 P's to 3 P's is the creatine phosphate pathway. So creatine comes in and helps relink those so we can keep breaking them to keep releasing energy so we can keep producing force and or doing more work in the gym. However, our creatine stores are limited. So if we have more of this, we can keep doing this process for a few more seconds or a few more reps or for a little bit more work before we fatigue out and have to shift into more aerobic-based energy systems or breaking down carbs and or fats for energy metabolism and production if we were to go and do exercise for a longer period of time and or different forms of training. Now, you may be wondering, why do I care about this tiny little molecule dance going on in my muscle cells? Well, creatine itself is one of the most widely researched supplements on the market. Of all of the supplements that are out there and are sold to you and you hear about all the time, creatine is one of the few that actually has a large bit of scientific evidence supporting taking it. It actually has some of the strongest bits of scientific evidence in support of taking it, especially for muscle strength and performance. And studies have shown that it increases muscle mass, improves strength, and improves overall muscular skeletal performance in the gym. With new and exciting data emerging on creatine as more of a health supplement as well, suggesting that it might help aid in things like cognitive function, memory, and or even things like bone health or bone maintenance, especially in the menopausal population. It's important to note that some of these studies are still preliminary and new and this data is emerging, but when it comes to muscular strength, performance, and hypertrophy, creatine is one of the few supplements out there that actually can give you a meaningful boost. And it's not just for bodybuilders. Anyone who's looking to develop muscle and or maximize their strength or muscular performance in the gym can benefit from creatine. That is, of course, assuming your sleep and nutrition and your training is mostly dialed in. At the end of the day, creatine is not a miracle worker. It will not make up for an inadequate diet, poor sleep, or just not so good of a training program, so keep that in mind. Now, before you rush and buy creatine, a few words on safety and why I personally choose to use Legion's creatine products for all of my creatine needs. Now, it's no secret that the supplement industry is a little sketchy, a little wonky. There's a lot of question on quality control and the quality going into our products. One of the reasons I love Legion is that all of their supplements are third-party tested and you can read the results directly linked on their website, which means you know you are getting exactly what they say you are getting and you know exactly what you're taking, nothing more, nothing less, and nothing mysterious being in your supplements as well. Legion also always doses their supplements based off the latest science and uses peer-reviewed literature to support and back their ingredients and their supplementation doses, so you know that you're getting what is most optimal and not any mysterious blends or anything kind of questionable when it comes to your supplements. You know, once again, exactly what you're getting and not only what, but why you're getting it as well. Now, Legion has two different supplement options that both include creatine that I'm gonna go over here right now. The first is their latest supplement, which is just pure creatine. Now, Legion does use creatine micronized or micronized creatine, which is not pure creatine monohydrate. And I will give the disclaimer that when we look at the literature and the science, it simply says 3 to 5 grams of creatine monohydrate per day at any time of the day, as long as you're taking consistently, is what you should aim for. However, Legion does recognize on their website, they use micronized creatine for 2 reasons. Number 1 being it may be easier on your gut or digestion. Some people report that taking creatine upsets their stomach, and micronized creatine may reduce some of that for individuals who do find that they get GI discomfort with taking creatine. The second is the grittiness and mixability. One of the complaints that a lot of consumers have when it comes to creatine supplements is that they can be kind of sand-like, and that's just the nature of creatine itself. Micronized creatine may allow for more mixability or more blending in with your water or whatever you're mixing your creatine or your supplement with in order to have a more smooth and blended feel. My recommendation for that as well is to mix with more room temperature water or liquids first, so it does not freeze if you're using an icy or a really cold type mixture for mixing in your supplementation. Add ice second if that's something that you're choosing to do. That will also help with the mixability. Now, their creatine supplement itself is just that. It's 5 grams of micronized creatine per serving and nothing more, nothing less, just simple creatine. And this would be more likely what I would actually recommend you to take when it comes to just a pure creatine supplement. It's unflavored. You can mix it in with your protein and or maybe something like your electrolytes or other water-based or liquid-based beverages that you're already taking in as an easy way to sneak it in your diet without thinking twice about it or forgetting it, since the most important thing is that you take it consistently, daily, over time. Now, the second supplement that you can find Legion's creatine in is going to be Recharge, or their post-workout recovery supplement. Now, this has been around for years and I've taken Recharge pretty much since 2020, and it's been how I've been getting in my creatine this entire time. Recharge is marketed as a post-workout recovery supplement because it has 2 other ingredients on top of creatine also inside of it. It has L-carnitine L-tartrate, might be saying that wrong, and cortisolic acid. Now, these other ingredients are simply marketed as recovery supports. They may help with soreness, exercise recovery, and or the glucose and insulin response to exercise training to help you kind of bring nutrients to your muscle cells to help you aid in recovery after your workouts. The data for these 2 additional ingredients to the supplement is more low to moderate or preliminary or early in nature, which means it's not as strong as just taking in creatine itself. Now, I've loved Recharge over the years and it comes in a lot of yummy flavors like watermelon and green apple and strawberry lemonade and lots of more flavors if that's something that you like or want or looking for a supplement when you're taking it after a workout or in general to help increase the likeliness of you taking it because it tastes good. However, a supplement like Recharge will be a little bit more expensive and cost more per serving because of the additional extra ingredients that are within it that may or may not benefit your exercise recovery. So which one should you take? If you're someone who's trying to squeeze out every little bit of extra support and or recovery from your exercise training, you have everything dialed in and you're willing to take chances on lower to more moderate level ingredients to support your training and recovery, Recharge is probably the way to go. I personally have always taken Recharge. I really like it. I think the flavors are great and I love having this as an option to take as a post-workout recovery supplement. They also have an unflavored version of this as well if you do want the benefits of the extra ingredients and the creatine with the Recharge supplement, but you like the idea of being able to mix in whatever you want to take. But for everyone else, honestly, I'm super excited about the fact that Legion is now selling and offering just plain creatine, because this is really, at the end of the day, what you need to be taking, the bread and butter, and it does allow it to be cheaper per supplement. So you're going to be able to get a tub of creatine cheaper than that of a tub of Recharge. So if money and or budgeting and or just the cost per serving of what you're taking is something that you're factoring in and you don't find the benefits of taking the extra ingredients in Recharge, I would definitely highly recommend you get at least the creatine supplement here. Unflavored, 5 grams per scoop, super easy. The mixability reports on this have been really great from consumers who already have been taking it. They appears to have lower GI discomfort, and or I personally will take about 4/5 of a scoop, and I find that that works really well for me. So taking about 4 grams per day rather than 5 tends to work a little bit better for me personally. But this is probably what I will be mixing in a little bit more often than not now to help me get in my daily creatine that I'm aiming for, so it can help support my training, recovery, and performance needs and goals. And if you are looking to get Recharge, my favorite flavors are going to be the strawberry lemonade, the kiwi strawberry, watermelon, which I do not have shown here, and I also really love the blue raspberry flavor. Honestly, that one I feel like is the one that gets me the most motivated to take my creatine. I don't know why, but I really, really love that flavor. So if you're looking for some fun and yummy flavors for mixing in your creatine taking, those are my favorite when it comes to Legion's Recharge. There you have it, my friends. That is my review of Legion's creatine and Recharge based supplements so you can get in your creatine to crush your training. If you want to save 20% off your first order with Legion, you can use my code DOCLIST at checkout or use it at checkout to get double extra bonus points. Now I'm going to do a giveaway here in the comments below. Comment something that you learned about creatine and or something that you learned in this video, and I will send one of you a coupon for a free creatine to snag from Legion. Otherwise, if you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe, like this video, and thank you so much for tuning in. I will catch you on the next one.